Be sure to shout out y'all city, shout out y'all state. Let me know where y'all checking out the live from, because this one right here, we have a lot to unpack tonight. We haven't even scratched the surface of everything to cover. There is so much footage coming out right now, bro. The referees was on one tonight. Damn. But let me know where y'all checking out the game from. We got Lafayette, Louisiana in the house. We got North Carolina in the house. Somebody said this game was stupid. Use a hand.
They told her it would be tough, but nobody expected it to get this ugly, this fast. Everyone saw the black eye, the hard falls, and the way the atmosphere in the arena shifted from a basketball game to a literal battlefield. But while the world was watching the highlights, a much darker narrative.
That's what the...
And in your opinion, what kind of started going sideways in the second and third quarters?
It was our defense in the third quarter. We knew we needed to come out with a good energy. We knew that they probably weren't happy with their first half, and they threw the first punch, versus the first half we threw the first punch. So, we got to do a better job being ready in the third quarter.
Was unfolding in the locker rooms and on the court. Is this just welcome to the league physicality, or are we witnessing a coordinated effort to dismantle a star before she even gets started? The answer lies in the moments the cameras almost missed, and what's happening right now is threatening to change the sport forever. The game started with a spark, but by the time the third quarter rolled around, things had spiraled into what many are calling pure chaos. If you listen to the coaches, they'll tell you it was about energy and attention to detail. But if you watch the footage, it looks a lot more like a targeted strike. The message from the Sun was clear: we are going to throw the first punch, and we're going to keep throwing them until you quit. This wasn't about scoring points. It was about asserting a level of dominance that felt personal. When a team decides to stop playing the ball and start playing the person, the entire integrity of the game hangs in the balance. But that was only the beginning of the night's controversies. The moment that has everyone talking wasn't a three-pointer or a flashy assist. It was the chippy play in the fourth quarter that nearly saw the benches clear. You had veterans like Alyssa Thomas moving with a level of aggression that made the "Welcome to the W" narrative feel more like a threat than a greeting. People are calling it buffoonery, and for good reason. There's a specific kind of tension that happens when a rookie enters a league with this much hype. But what we saw on that floor went beyond competition. It felt like a message was being sent, not just to the Indiana Fever, but to the millions of fans tuning in. And the wildest part? The people in charge of keeping the peace seemed to be looking the other way. If you felt like the referees were on one during this game, you aren't alone. The officiating has become one of the most heated topics in the sport, with claims that the whistle is being blown differently depending on who's holding the ball. When a star player is getting shoved, poked in the eye, and knocked to the floor without a call, it sends a dangerous signal. The buffoonery mentioned in the post-game circles isn't just about bad calls. It's about a perceived lack of protection for the league's biggest assets. It raises the question, is the league allowing this chippy behavior to continue because it drives engagement? Or have they simply lost control of the veterans who are determined to protect their turf? But the drama in the paint was nothing compared to the coldness in the press room. The post-game interviews revealed a chilling reality about the state of this rivalry. While the players tried to keep it professional, mentioning film study and adjustments,
when you play them, just moving them and trying to get to the basket, I think when we do that and attack them and get to the free throw line, it's a different game.
Can you get to the free throw line a little bit more against these guys?
That's what we'll watch and see.
What was your perspective, I guess, on that fourth quarter stuff, whatever you want to call it? How did you guys see that unfold? And
we're good.
Last one. In a perfect world, are you thinking, I'm glad we're staying put, I'm glad we're going to play him again, let's do this?
Underlying bitterness was impossible to hide. You could hear it in the way they talked about remembering what happened and not being afraid of the smoke. This isn't just about one win or one loss anymore. It's about a deep-seated resentment that has been building for weeks. when a coach admits their team was lax and got punched in the mouth. It sets the stage for a rematch that feels more like a grudge match. The players are already looking ahead to Wednesday, and the tone they're setting suggests that things are only going to get more intense from here. Behind the scenes, the rumors are swirling about why this specific matchup has become so toxic. Some say it's a clash of generations, while others believe there's a genuine dislike for the way the media has handled the rookie class. There have even been whispers of targeted physicality intended to test the chin of the newcomers. Whatever the reason, the result is a brand of basketball that feels more like a combat sport. The vet mentality of
Sin. We'll watch the video, and that's the beauty of it. We'll have another game.
Both of you were on the floor during what got to be a pretty chippy. I'm not asking for specifics. What I'm asking is, knowing that the emotion of that crowd and of that team, it was all going to, at some point, come to that point. What can you do Wednesday to make sure? I'm not asking you to talk about tonight in that respect, but just to make sure it doesn't happen on Wednesday. That's it.
Just going to be focused on it.
Baloo?
nothing is given, is being taken to an extreme, and it's creating a divide in the locker rooms that might be impossible to bridge. But as the pressure mounts, the question remains, how much can one player take before they break? The physical toll is already starting to show. We've seen the bruises, the ice packs, and the moments of visible frustration. This isn't just about playing hard anymore. It's about a level of contact that would lead to legal accusations if it happened anywhere else but on a court. The league is walking a thin line between promoting a tough, competitive product and allowing a culture of hazing to go unchecked. If the goal is to humble the stars, it might be working, but at what cost to the game itself? Every time a flagrant foul is downgraded or a non-call happens during a dangerous play, the risk of a season-ending offing of a career increases. And what happened next would shock even the most cynical fans. As we look toward the upcoming rematch, the stakes couldn't be higher. The transcript tells us that both teams are ready for the smoke, and that Wednesday will be another chance. But this isn't just another game on the calendar. It's a turning point for the sport. Will the officials step up and regain control, or will we see another night of buffoonery that leaves players injured and fans outraged? The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife, and the world is waiting to see if the first punch mentality will lead to a total collapse of sportsmanship. One thing is certain, the eyes of the world are on this rivalry, and what happens next will define the legacy of this season. It's easy to dismiss this as just basketball, but there's something much deeper at play here. We're watching a struggle for the soul of the league, where the old guard is fighting to maintain its status against a new wave of superstardom that they didn't ask for. The chippy fouls and the post-game shade are just the symptoms of a much larger conflict. Whether you think the rookies need to toughen up or the veterans need to grow up, there's no denying that the WNBA has never been more polarizing. As the lights get brighter, the hits are getting harder, and the silence from the league office is getting louder. So, where do we go from here? If the buffoonery continues on Wednesday, we might see an escalation that no one can walk back. Is this the kind of high-octane entertainment the league wants, or is it a recipe for disaster? The players say they're ready for the smoke, but they might be playing with a fire that's destined to burn everyone involved. Keep an eye on the officials, keep an eye on the benches, and most importantly, keep an eye on how the stars respond when the first punch is thrown. Because in this league, the only thing more dangerous than the competition is the politics behind it. What do you think? Is the hazing of the new stars going too far, or is this just what greatness has to endure? Let me know your thoughts, because this story is far from over.